Hey guys, I wanted to do a little review about the Audient iD14 audio interface. Well, the first thing I noticed is that is not an Apple feeling when unboxing, but on the other side, well, you have to take it out once and you'll throw it away, so no biggie. Another thing I noticed was there are no extravagant buttons, faders or whatever. You see is what you get. No double functions by pressing shift keys or holding buttons for 2 seconds. The only double function is the volume button. When you press it, it mutes the audio. Where this audio interface really shines is in its sound quality. It has professional preamps and professional Burr-Brown digital to analog converters and analog to digital converters. It really sounds amazing. For example, with a Rode NT1 stereo microphone, you're listening to it right now. Because the volume knob is infinite, there's no minimum or maximum, the volume is indicated by the LED lights. This works very intuitive. And it fits beautifully with your Mac and your home studio. How to use? Well, very easy. When you plug it in, it just works on the Mac. Of course, it's recommended to install the drivers. After downloading and installing the drivers, the software asks me to update the firmware. Okay, and it downloads the firmware from the internet automatically. Really nice. But now it says to reboot. How do I reboot? There's no reset button or power button. I just plugged in and out the power adapter. But apart from that, it works like a breeze. No hassle, and this is how every product should work. It's super easy to use. There are 2 volume knobs, each for every input channel on the back. And there's 1 volume button. There are 2 48-volt switches for cardioid microphones. With my Apogee One, I had to do that in the software, and in more than one case it didn't work. And I had to switch USB port, reboot my computer, or even reinstall the drivers. And the buttons below your volume button are for selecting your speakers or headphone. And as I said before, press the volume button to mute your monitors or your headphones, depends on which one is selected. And that's it, no hassle, whatever. How about connections? Well, on the front you have 1 instrument connection, for example for your guitar. There's just 1 headphone connector on the front, which makes no sense at all. I rather had 2, 1 for the singer and 1 for myself. Why manufacturers think that 1 is enough, I don't get. There are 2 line inputs on the back, for example for your microphone. There are 2 mono jack connectors for the monitor speakers. And there's 1 optical input. The pros and the cons. Firstly, the pros. First of all, it sounds amazing. There's professional sound and there's professional preamps and Burr-Brown DA and AD converters. Secondly, the separate power adapter, so you have no problems with your USB power. It works out of the box, although installing drivers is recommended. The drivers on the website are up to date, easy accessible without login, and easy to find. The device is heavily built and very sturdy. It's user-friendly to operate the hardware and very user-friendly software. You immediately understand what it is. The cons. Well, it looks a little bit like a kid's toy. It reminds me of the digital controllers for your toy train set. The volume wheel is a little bit fidgety. There's no power switch. There's only 1 headphone. And there are no input indicators, only output, which also makes no sense whatsoever. I rather had input indicators than output. And the scroll ID, it doesn't work always, and sometimes the steps are too big. And sometimes the combination with the shortcut key doesn't work. It's nicely thought out, but in practice not very usable. There's only 96 kHz of recording. 192 kHz is standard these days on newer sound cards. The latency is okay, but not superb. It would have been nice to have a separate volume control for your headphone and your monitor. and it would have been really nice to have an output for separate monitor speakers. Overall conclusion, it's a very good sounding device, and that's why you should buy it, especially for the price. That's it for today. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.